Lend me your ear. I got something you need to hear. Turn the volume up so it's loud and clear. A podcast where we talk about politics and culture, unscripted, no limits. Like a 504 soldier, we're not pretenders, ain't no agendas. Our only plan is to keep it 100 and do it for the fam. Yeah.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
Same old same. I'm 6 Mil, keeping it true.
It's your boy KG.
Welcome to episode 15 of For the Fam podcast.
It ain't.
How you been, bro?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain. Been a pretty long damn week.
Who you telling, man?
Yeah, you out, yeah.
Hey, let me, man, bro. So, a week from today,
Mm-hmm.
we had a blizzard.
Correct.
We got all that damn snow. Then Sunday, it was freaking North Dakota or Alaska. You got super damn cold.
Yeah, it was cold as hell.
Monday, it was still super damn cold. Tuesday, we caught a little bit of a break. We got snow flurries again. Wednesday, wasn't that bad. Thursday, it rained like it was springtime. And today is almost 60 degrees.
Yeah. That night it was real cold. Man, I had so many people texting me, hey, man, we going out in this tonight? We got to work tonight? I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, it's come down from the top. We working.
Man.
Boy, they was so mad.
Man, bro, it's been a week, bro, but it's over.
Yes, sir.
Done with it. So, whatever. So, what you want to get into today, man?
Today we want to talk about white-collar crimes.
White-collar crimes.
Yes, sir. The
All right.
so-called victimless crime.
The victimless crime. It ain't that.
No, sir.
Yeah. So, I'm going to start this time.
Okay.
And when we say white-collar crime, basically we're talking about crimes which they actually are classified as nonviolent crimes, but we're talking about fraud, embezzlement, things like that. So what we really want to try and shed some light on today is the disparity between white collar crimes and what they consider violent crime.
Which we also want to throw in, we'll talk about later, red collar crimes.
Oh, you don't have to hit me to the game on that.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay, cool. So basically to get into it, I wanna talk about some facts, stats, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna get too deep in the woods, but I want to start with an example and then I'll go from there. Basically, if someone commits a robbery, no one gets hurt. Let's say they're not a first-time offender, because either way, first-time offenders, the court is pretty lenient. But let's say they're not a non-first-time offender. You commit a robbery. No one gets hurt. You didn't brandish a weapon. You steal $150. Your punishment for that will be somewhere between 3 to 5 years in a maximum security prison. Now let's flip that. If you commit a white collar crime, and let's say you steal $100,000 from somebody, you're not a first time offender. You, if you go to jail at all, may get a lesser sentence. So you won't even get 3 to 5 years, and you'll be in a minimum security prison. Now, what's
or
the
just
difference?
Or just get a fine.
Or just get a fine. The difference is a minimum security prison is kind of like living in an apartment complex that you can't leave. It's kind of cushy. Think Goodfellas when they all went to jail and they were in there cooking.
And that slicing garlic razor thin with a razor.
Exactly. Look up what Martha Stewart did if you want an example of what a minimum security prison is. Look up your girl Maxwell, who's all mixed up with the Epstein stuff, if you want to look up a minimum security prison and understand why everyone is so upset that this violent rapist is getting this cushy treatment. But to get back on point, so when I first started researching this, I was going to take this down a road of racial disparity. But I'm gonna change that because I even though there is a racial component, I think the more telling is the socioeconomic aspect of it. Now, again, there is a racial component, but that's not all of it. And here's why I say that. The majority of white collar crimes are committed by white males.
Mhm.
You have to have a certain status to commit a white collar crime. You have to have resources. So that's why I'm saying that it's a socioeconomic disparity more than it is a racial disparity. Because if you're poor, whether you're black, white, purple, orange, or green, you're still going to get those same sentencing levels.
Mhm.
You're going to get a crappy public defender because if you're stealing $150, chances are you can't afford a lawyer. You're going to get a public defender who just wants to get your file off of their desk. So your defense is going to be minimal. Flip that to someone with status, someone with resources. One, they can afford a cushy lawyer, a good lawyer. Two, they probably have connections. Three, like you were saying, well, kind of saying, they may just get a fine, which again goes back to the lawyering.
Mhm.
So
Negotiating up.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And this is the most interesting thing that I found. A lot of white collar crimes do not get reported. Now, if they are reported and there is an arrest, there is a extremely high conviction rate.
Mhm.
So they get prosecuted, but rarely are the crimes even reported. One, because especially like to the FBI, right? But get past the FBI and just think local, police, whatever. It takes a lot of resources
Mhm.
to investigate and to prove white collar crimes. So a lot of the times they just say, forget it.
So during my research too, I noticed that there were a couple of cases throughout history where a lot of people don't report it too because of embarrassment.
And embarrassment.
They're like, you know what? I'm just gonna let this ride. It won't happen again for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's so the disparity comes in where a judge goes, who caused more harm to the victim? Now, crime is crime, at least in my opinion. Crime is crime. If someone loses $150, that might be their rent, that might be their grocery. Yeah, they may suffer a setback, but it's not an insurmountable setback. Someone loses $150,000, depending on who they are.
But it's not a drop. I mean, yeah, it may be a drop in the bucket, but at the same time, it's their $150,000.
It could be life altering.
Yep.
You know, if you're a retiree, as in Bernie Madoff,
$64.8 billion.
and someone takes your $150,000 and this was your retirement money, you've worked all your life now for nothing.
Yep.
As opposed to if you hit me for $150, like I said, damn, I can't pay my rent. Damn, that was my grocery money. But next week, I'll be okay.
But I also might just put myself in a position to say, it won't happen again. I don't rock with you no more. I ain't gonna try to hurt you.
Yeah.
For $150.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write it off.
Yeah.
You just got away with it.
Yeah.
Because I chose to just write it off. You know what? I'm just not gonna rock with you no more.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's sort of where we're trying to lead the discussion, or at least where I'm trying to lead the discussion as it relates to white collar crime. And anything you want to add, brother?
So one of the things that, because I like you, when you brought it up, I started looking at the racial aspects of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started thinking about, what we consider over the last 15 years, all these young brothers, and not just young brothers, but a lot of folks committing credit card, how they're looked at by America, as opposed to how if someone higher up in a corporate setting was doing the same thing, they're not looked at the same way. They're not treated the same way. These people, like, your Bernie Madoffs of the world, are allowed to get arrested in a $2,000 suit, wearing his Rolex, hiding his wife's jewelry to make sure it doesn't get seized, and so on and so forth. So I was along that same route, but just because is killing me not to say it now. So red collar crime. I had never heard the term.
Me neither.
A red collar crime is something where someone who committed a white collar crime commits a blue collar crime to cover up the white collar crime. So I steal 150 grand from you. You report me. I'm being investigated. You're the only witness.
Okay.
So I kill you.
Oh.
That is considered a red collar crime.
Okay.
So you committed this level of crime while being accused of this level of crime. So they just murdered them.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense. Because I definitely was not familiar with the term.
Yeah.
But we're old enough to have lived through the Bernie Madoff thing.
Watched the documentary, watched the made-for-TV movie.
Now, in his case, because people were committing suicide and all of that kind of stuff, he did actually, that was part of his sentencing. Right, they took that into account, that people were harming themselves because they lost everything.
He got 150 years.
Yeah, which is why, his sentence was so steep. But most of these guys really don't get that much time when they do this. A lot of them face fines, like you stated. A lot of them lose their licenses. A lot of them get temporary bans. But all they do is lay low for a little while and then they go commit fraud again.
I'll give you another example. And I don't know how familiar you are with the Elizabeth Holmes story.
Yeah.
So I first heard about that story on a podcast. I listened to it, was like, this is interesting. Then I read the book. And although the guy doing the podcast did a hell of a job, when I read that book and then realized she only got 11 years, I was like, oh yeah, she deserved 90 years for the stuff she was doing. She was altering people's lives by saying that she could do all these tests that no one's been able to do in the medical field, which she's not a doctor.
Yeah.
With one drop of blood.
Well, her device never worked, though,
no,
right?
It never worked at all.
Yeah.
So what they were doing is they were taking the drop of blood and using traditional methods that you or I might get if we go get a blood test and bringing back results. But at the same time, there were times where they didn't do that. Telling people they had cancer when they didn't. Telling people that they were doing better when they weren't.
Oh, wow.
So her only getting 11 years, and then you hear the story about her boyfriend and all the money that he stole. It blows my mind that she only got, and she appealed it and almost won the damn appeal.
But it was the fraud that caught her up, right?
Yeah,
not the fact that she was lying to people. It was the investors.
Yeah.
Basically got cheated out of their money is what really got her caught up.
Putting her company at, and I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but it was like, I think she raised like $1 billion or $980 million or something. So that's how they nailed her. They didn't nail her the fact that she's telling people, oh,
correct,
no, you're doing great.
Correct.
Meanwhile, their cancer is progressing.
Correct.
You're basically playing a doctor.
Correct.
And you're not.
Interesting.
But the fraud is what got it.
Yeah.
To hell with your health.
Right.
The fraud is what got it.
Right. So us growing up as black men, we've always said that there were two justice systems in America.
Oh yeah. Well, we saw it every day.
We saw it, right? We lived it. There are people who will shout us down probably to this day. There is one justice system and it's equally applied. This right here is an example. It's a pure illustration of the two justice systems, and maybe even three. Maybe there is a white justice system, a black justice system, and a wealthy.
And another.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the kid you mentioned, the other podcast, maybe 2 or 3 podcasts ago, the kid who committed rape twice, who basically got away with it.
Who, by the way, there's new charges pending. He may end up going to jail anyway.
Mm-hmm. He should already be in jail.
Yeah.
But a prime example of justice not being equally applied. I think of the kid, I forget how many years it was, but he like killed a couple of people in a drunk driving accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then his family sent them to Mexico for a couple of months or whatever, or a couple of years, however long it was. And then when he came back, the judge basically said he's not aware of what he because he's affluent, he's not quite aware of right and wrong. And it's just like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Or the Brock kid that took advantage of that drunk girl behind the dumpster, the Stanford.
Yes.
What do he do? Like, what do he get? Like 30 days or 2 weeks or something like that?
Yes. Yeah.
He won't do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what we really wanted to illustrate was the injustice in the justice system and how it's not equally applied. Basically, if you got money, if you got resources, you can get away with a lot. Now, we're not saying that rich people can get away with murder, even though that's always been the same. But when it comes to white collar crime, again, they get away with it, and there are 9 times out of 10 no consequences for their crimes. But these same people will call you a criminal
while they're doing
the same thing that you're doing, which is stealing. They will demand that you get the maximum penalty while they themselves receive the minimum penalty, which again may be a slap on the wrist, may be home confinement, may just be a fine. And they don't even lose their careers a lot of the time.
So the Enron scandal, also a great book. They were allowed, because they had a whistleblower early, and they dragged that guy. I mean, that guy got death threats, lost his job. That guy went through hell trying to expose this. They continued to use the term rob Peter to pay Paul over and over again. Meanwhile, the SEC was investigating them. They'd show up. Same with Bernie Madoff. The SEC investigated him several times, but because he was chairman of the NASDAQ and because of all the trust that he had in that field, Bernie Madoff was what did I say, 64.8 or something like that billion dollars. Had they stopped him when they first investigated him, it would have only been about $3 or $4 billion,
which is still a hell of a lot of money.
Insane, yes. But he ended like he almost bankrupted the Mets.
Right.
The New York Mets.
Right.
Almost couldn't pay their payroll.
Right.
Because of Bernie Madoff. So it's insane that these people right now somewhere somebody is scamming someone out of millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And someone is stealing a honey bun to have something to eat.
Right.
They'll get 6 months.
Right.
This other person will get a slap on the wrist. Don't let it happen again.
Right. And will forever be deemed a criminal.
A criminal. Yeah.
Will be on their record forever. Now your voting rights are being stripped. Your life's ruined because you stole a honey bun.
Going back to the two justice systems. And I think this was you that said this. Somebody I was talking to us about this. The mob is notorious for committing white collar crimes. In the beginning, that's not what it was. They committed crimes just in their communities or whatever. But the mob, it's just a bunch of bums.
Yeah.
Stealing from people.
Strong arming. Yeah.
Strong arming.
Yeah.
But we glamorized them.
Yeah. We gave them agency.
The Teflon Don.
Yeah.
He was a bum. And if you go back and look at the recordings when he finally got convicted, and he was talking to his grandkids, and you realize what a piece of shit of a human being a lot of these people are. But we glorified them.
Yes, sir.
And he was just obviously he was more of a red collar criminal because he did.
Right.
But when you think of the mob, white collar crime, and they're glorified.
Yeah.
But someone on the streets, throw a hoodie on him, throw some sweatpants on him. He's not as glamorous. Doing the
Yeah.
same crimes that John Gotti did.
Yeah.
He's going to get more time. He might even get the death penalty. John Gotti was set up like a king until the day he died.
What did Michael Cohen go to jail for? Trump's boy?
Oh, being a fixer.
Fraud.
Yeah, fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah.
The same thing Trump is convicted of, fraud.
Mm-hmm.
You get to be president, you're convicted of fraud.
Which most people don't realize that happened.
Yeah.
He was convicted in court.
Yeah.
Of fraud for Trump University.
Yeah.
He frauded people out.
Yeah.
Which look, and I know we don't want to go down that path.
Oh no, we are this time. This is about to be a heavy rag on Trump episode.
But you and I were around for all of it. The wine.
Yep.
The steaks.
Yep.
The bankrupted casino that you and I have stepped foot in.
Yep. Yep.
Like when the Trump casino opened back home, we were there. We went.
Right.
We remember him bankrupting Atlantic City.
Right.
I mean, he basically turned Atlantic City into a laughingstock.
How do you bankrupt a place that gives you money?
House always wins.
The house always, you have to be a complete idiot to bankrupt where people just walk in and give you money. And they know it. When they pull in the parking lot, they know I'm going to give you my money. How do you bankrupt something like that?
And the thing with him and the way he's been able to get away with all of this over these years, the way most con men do, a lack of transparency.
Yes. And
flashy distractions.
Yes.
Most recently, which is bullshit, and you and I both know it, $1.1 billion of these cards to sell for people to earn citizenship.
Right.
But yet here in Indianapolis, this past Thursday, another 4. It was either 4 or 11. One of these two numbers, I'm getting mixed up, were turned away from their naturalization ceremony again.
At the track, it was 30, wasn't it? Like 30, like 2 or 3 weeks ago that they told them that they couldn't.
If you look it up, it's these banned countries and the people that we have.
That's it.
What complexion are these folks?
Because
all the Eastern Europeans, they got naturalized on Thursday.
Right.
Brown folks didn't.
But you know what's funny, bro? How the clown, man, we're getting so far off track. But anyway, how the clown talks about we want people from Norway and Sweden.
You think they want to come here?
Well, no. But they got black populations in Norway and Sweden.
Yeah, absolutely. which is funny because like on TikTok, people end up discovering like the black populations in places.
Yeah.
Like a couple months ago, it was Ireland.
Yeah.
Like Americans discovered, oh shit, it's a bunch of black folks in Ireland. Yes.
Yeah. It just shows you how
everywhere.
Yeah, how dumb and racist he is to say stuff like that. Like, dude, there's black people everywhere, which makes your policy even that much more stupid.
Yep.
But we digress. So yeah, that's how we feel about white collar crime. Again, if you guys don't believe any of the information that we are putting out, go look it up. Challenge us in the comments. You know what I'm saying? If you think that we're missing it, you think that we're misconstruing this information, look it up, and you got to be factual. All right, we're not just going to argue with yahoos about.
This isn't First Take.
Yeah, bipartisan issues or partisan issues, I guess I should say. Come with some factual evidence, some real questions, and we'll gladly get back with you guys in the comments. But yeah, that's where we stand as far as white collar crime. Anything you want to add to that, bro?
Nah.
All right, cool. Good discussion. So with that being said, we're going to move right into current events. You want to go with a current event, bro, or you want me to go?
I want you to go.
All right, cool. I want to talk about this presidential address that happened Wednesday night, was it? Earlier this week. We'll just put it like that. And a lot of the address was about affordability. And it just had me thinking, since Jimmy Carter's presidency.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only talking about presidencies that we've lived through. Now, we were probably too young to know anything about Jimmy Carter's presidency, but we were alive. We were on this earth.
My favorite president.
So, since Jimmy Carter's presidency, this is a fact. Again, challenges, look it up. I'm not going to give you stats, but look this up and you'll see that what I'm saying is true. Democrats are better on the economy. It is a fact. It's non-disputable. Yet there is a perception that persists in this country that Republicans are better on the economy. And it just makes my head want to explode because Reagan effed up the economy. I remember my daddy getting laid off during the Reagan era. Bush came in and did a horrible job on the economy. Read my lips. No new taxes. First thing the asshole did was raise taxes. Clinton comes in, fixes the economy, balances the budget. G-Dub comes in, puts us in a war, fucks up the economy. We got to send out stimulus checks. Obama comes in, saves the day, fixes the economy, makes everything palatable. We're doing great. Doofus comes in. Everyone thinks the economy was great under him. That was just you riding out Obama's economy for those first couple years. And then COVID hit and the wheels fell completely off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it was COVID. Okay, I give you that. Joe Biden comes in, who gets tagged with the COVID tax. All of these companies who raised their prices because they didn't make money during COVID, he get tagged with that and people say, inflation, my eggs are too high. Still, he did a better job on the economy than his predecessor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all voted him out. Well, he was going to step down anyway because he was old, but y'all had this perception that Trump was going to come in and fix the economy. And what has he done? Tariffs, tax cuts for the rich, tariffs, tax cuts for the rich, tariffs, tax cuts for the rich. Why am I keep repeating that? Because that's all he's done. That's why I'm repeating it. Tariffs and tax cuts for the rich. I'm not even talking about all the scandals. That's a whole nother podcast. I'm strictly talking about the economy. Listen to me, people. Listen to me. Turn it up. Since Reagan, the Republicans got one policy when it comes to economics. Trickle down economics. That's been their policy since Reagan, and that's still their policy is trickle down economics. You want to know what trickle down economics is? We're going to give tax cuts to the ultra wealthy and hope, pray out of the kindness of their hearts that they're going to funnel that money down to everyone else. Man, get real. Who in their right mind thinks that that's a sound plan? And to this day, it has not happened. You know who always fights against an increase in minimum wage? Republicans. Who always fights against universal health care? Republicans. Who just tried to take away your SNAP benefits? Republicans. Damn it, people, they don't care about you. They don't care about your struggles. They are the party of the ultra wealthy. Get it through your skulls. Please. I mean, I don't want to call people dumb, but goddamn, it ain't that hard to tell. They don't like you. They don't care about you unless you are rich. Get rid of this perception that, and I mean, like the latest poll that came out, Republicans are better on the economy. It's such bullshit. Open your eyes, people. Open your eyes, please. Go ahead, my brother.
Oh, I'm gonna just add one more thing to yours. Please look up the definition of tariffs. Everybody that's listening,
Nothing but a tax.
please look it up. You pay it, no one else does. So I want to talk about two horrible things that happened to three people specifically in the last week or so. First, a little known crime that happened was the murder of Grammy nominated artist named Jubilant Sykes.
I'm not familiar with this.
So he was on December 8th. He's 71 years old. He's a singer.
Okay.
He was stabbed and killed by his own son.
I have heard about this.
So his 31-year-old son, Micah, was arrested on the scene for suspicion of murder. I'm not sure if he's been formally charged yet, but Sykes was nominated in 2010 for a classical album for his performance with Leonard Bernstein's Mass. And he also performed at Carnegie Hall, the Hollywood Bowl, and the Metropolitan Opera. So little known, it just kind of got swept under the rug. And we would think for this next one I'm going to talk about, these happened a week apart. This just wasn't talked about at all. But now, what happened on December 14th to one of my favorite people, Rob Reiner.
Yeah, for sure.
With his son killing him and his own mother.
Yeah.
You know, not saying one life is more precious than the other. Killing your parents in general is just, I couldn't even imagine. But to stab a person, that's a personal crime. To stab your mother and your father.
Yeah.
And I don't really have too much to add to it other than it's just a horrible, horrible tragedy to what seems like two wonderful human beings. So I just want to say rest in peace to all three. Lord knows I hate to see their sons get life, spend the rest of their lives in jail, but that's exactly what the hell they're going to get.
Are you going to touch on this again in your closing monologue?
No.
Well, since you're not, I want to talk about the fact that this asshole tweeted Rob Reiner was killed because he had Trump derangement syndrome. Okay, first, let's stop right there. There is no such thing as Trump derangement syndrome. No medical book will have that listed as an ailment or an illness. It's just something that they made up. But to insert yourself into this, you are one narcissistic, dumb piece of shit of a human being. No one knows why he killed those people except for him. At this point, they say he struggled with drugs. They say he struggled with mental illness. There's probably a multitude of reasons, or maybe something very simple. But I doubt very seriously that he said, I'm going to kill my effing parents for Trump. Fuck you. That's what I got to say about that.
So when you make Marjorie Taylor Greene the voice of reason, you done overstep. And then to double down.
Right.
Like, oh, y'all didn't like that? Well, let me give you my sequel. And to double down and still say horrible things. It's so funny to me that when Charlie Kirk was killed, I cannot believe that you all would say these horrible things about a husband and a father. Rob Reiner, who has spent a lifetime away from the TV screen and on the screen. Because remember, we grew up watching Meathead being the liberal, progressive voice of reason. That's who he was.
Yes, exactly.
It wasn't an act. It's who he was.
And he grew up rich.
And
his father,
Carl Reiner.
Exactly.
So for this person to say these things, hell, about anybody that was just murdered by their own child.
Correct.
It's insane to me. And for those who are saying, well, if you don't like it, leave the country, I'll open up a GoFundMe, send me $10,000. I'll be on the first thing smoking out of this damn place until he's voted out of office.
How about this? You leave the country.
Well, that too, yeah. But I ain't got no problem leaving because I just go to the Caribbean and put my feet up.
Yeah. Yeah. You leave the country because you're not indigenous either. So there's also that. But yeah, I don't even like the Charlie Kirk comparisons, bro.
No, it's
such a false equivalency.
And not to get too deep in the weeds, but all of the comparisons to famous folk that have been assassinated being compared to him in general was disingenuous, and it was insulting.
It is insulting, bro.
Like the first time I heard somebody compare him to Martin Luther King, I was furious.
Correct.
What?
Correct. People were getting fired, reprimanded for quoting Charlie Kirk.
Which tells you everything you need to know.
He was not a good person. I'm sorry. We can call a spade a spade. He wasn't a good person.
And look, here's the thing. He probably treated his wife like a queen. Probably treated his kids wonderful.
So what?
It's okay. You're supposed to do that.
Exactly.
But
so what?
But you're supposed to have, since you're claiming to be all Christ-like,
you're supposed to have empathy for others.
You're supposed to have empathy for others.
Period. End of story.
That's it.
Yeah. End of story. Rob Reiner, whether you agree with his politics or not, he was never controversial.
Nope.
He was never a race baiter. He was always just equal for everyone. These are the laws. Let's treat everyone fairly. That was his whole thing.
And put his money where his mouth was.
And put his money where his mouth was. So, and on top of that, he wasn't a political figure.
No.
Maybe the most political movie he did was A Few Good Men, which we talked about, in the last podcast, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But he really, his movies weren't political.
Nah, they were just good.
They were just good. You know what I'm saying? So to even know Rob Reiner's politics, you would kind of have to seek them out because he didn't put it out there like Michael Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And that's not a diss at Michael Moore. That's not a shot at Michael Moore. But I'm saying Michael Moore put it out there that this is where I stand. I'm doing documentaries. Rob Reiner didn't do that. He was beloved on both sides of the aisle.
Because of the person.
Because of the person and as an artist.
Oh, yeah.
He was beloved. So that's why I'm like, it's such a false equivalency to compare him to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk wasn't an artist. Charlie Kirk is famous because of his race baiting, because of the inflammatory things that he said. It's the only reason why he's famous. Turning Point would not be famous or relevant if he just talked about politics. It was the race baiting that made him move to the next level in the political atmosphere or even in the American news atmosphere. It was all about the race baiting. It was all about the stereotyping. It was all about the homophobia.
I may have said this a couple episodes ago, but it's because it's sticking in my mind. Have you ever noticed that it's never about, well, we're gonna make this, Turning Point USA for the progression of the people who rock with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's always, we're gonna start this organization and tear down people who don't look like
that part.
Now, I mean, you want to start an organization to help benefit folks, raise them up, help them get jobs, do things, do you?
Yep.
But the second that you start,
your whole platform comes about tearing other
folks down.
Yeah, so you can rise up. When this country was made for you, by you, you've never been a victim here. I don't give a damn what you think. You've never been a victim here. This country is set up for you to win. So if you don't win, it's kind of a you problem. Don't blame nobody else. I mean, you getting all the spades. You just don't know how to play them.
You got a boss. Look, you got a Boston in your hand by yourself.
Right.
You can't make it
and
happen.
You can't win. Right. That's on you. That ain't on nobody else.
And now they're, in Texas especially, progressing forward, having a Turning Point USA club in every high school in Texas.
Lord have mercy.
Now, there's plenty of clubs. We didn't have many clubs when we were in high school. I mean, which had the drama club and one or two other ones. I can think of a lot of the clubs that the kids had when they were in school or your kids' school. I mean, that big old school has 30, 40 clubs. I can't think of anything at all that would make Turning Point USA a beneficial club for anyone in any high school in this damn country. What are you going to talk about?
Brainwashing.
Because they already have, young Republicans. I'm sure, Democrat clubs or whatever the case may be. So you already have the young Republican clubs. What specifically are you going to mold the young Republicans into the Turning Point USA club? Because there's a lot of Republicans out there that don't rock with anything that Charlie Kirk said.
Yeah.
I know a few of them.
Teach hate. That's all it want. They teach hate. Let me teach you how to hate others.
While hiding it under the
guise of religion.
Yeah.
Which is so antithetical to religion.
There was there's a meme. Well, there's a video that went around a while back, and there's a white lady, and she said, "You know what's not in the Bible that most people just can't seem to wrap their head around?" And she looked right in the camera and said, "White folks." And she was white.
Perfect. And we gonna leave that right there. That was perfect. All right, y'all. We gonna move into our work. Everyone's favorite segment, including mine. A rant about a random topic. You wanna go first, bro? Go ahead, bro. Take it away.
I gotta get it off my chest. So driving over here.
Go ahead, bro.
I wasn't in no particular mood when I left the house. It was just a normal day. Spent the whole day with my grandson. Left the house. Was driving. A lot of traffic out. Going on 465. Way more traffic than I expected. But then I start thinking to myself, and I'm sure somebody else is thinking the same thing. Where are all of these damn people going at 6 o'clock on a Saturday?
It's Christmas time, bro.
Bro, it looked like 8 a.m. On a Monday morning in downtown.
Rushing to the stores to spend that money, to give it away.
So I get off on the exit that leads me down the street, that brings me to this street.
Yes, sir.
Speed limit's 40.
Yep.
From the highway all the way down.
Yep.
I never got a bug. 22 miles an hour. For 3.5 miles, I drove between 20 and 22 miles an hour.
Right.
It was one car holding up the whole show. And then there was two cars. It was the first and the second one. And then I get to the light to turn to come this way. And I'm like, thank God I'm going to be by myself. Nope. That second car changed lanes. That car turns. I'm right behind it. Light turned green. I'm getting ready to turn. Car come from the other way. He ain't got no light because we got the arrow and the light. So he runs it. Then the car that was in front of me at first decides to make a left turn into the apartment complex right after you turn.
Yeah.
Held up traffic for about another 30 seconds. Then I get to your community. Put on my blinker. Car in front of me going 32 and a 40. He throws his blinker on. I have to slam on the brakes in order to make the turn. So I said all that to say this. Whatever happened to just going home? Just go. And I noticed, and somebody's listening to this going, he got a lot of nerves. He just said he was driving.
Right.
I'm just one car. Where are all of these people going?
I feel you.
It's pitch black.
Yep.
At 5:30.
Yep.
Go home.
Well, it is the last weekend before Christmas, so that's probably why traffic is thick. But I feel you because some days I be driving like
I know you be
like-
ready to pull your hair out with
no,
your
no,
job.
no, not even on my job. Like on my off days, and I'm like running some errands, and it's like noon, and the traffic is thick, and I'm going, why in the hell ain't y'all at work?
Bro,
But then I have to stop and go, but bro, you're not at work either.
you ain't at work either. I feel you. I do. But for me, I don't get it, man.
No, I get it. I you know,
And I know it sounds stupid, y'all, but that's just how I feel.
It's really a patience thing. And it's something that I'm getting better at because I do still find myself getting angry in traffic too. And just be like, why are you driving so slow?
I've gotten better at it.
I'm getting better at it. But I still catch myself getting angry too.
Because I think one of the reasons I stopped being so angry, I won't say what happened when the kids was little. Cause but
don't. If it's the same story I'm thinking of, don't.
But I remember pulling into a gas station at the same time as the person that I was arguing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, man, all these people around, this fool ain't crazy. He was crazy. So I said, oh, okay, cool. I guess I'm gonna have to get crazy too.
Right.
We yelled, argued with each other, but he was yelling as he was walking into the store. And I was just there to pump some gas and dip out. And then I thought to myself, what if he would have shot you? What are you doing?
Right.
Put the gas in the car and keep it pushing.
Right.
What are you doing? You got kids, you got grandkids.
Right.
Chill out.
Right.
With that being said, I was screaming and cussing on the way over here.
Right.
I just wasn't
directing
it to somebody. I was doing it to myself.
Right. Oh no, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I almost want to say it's a natural instinct. It maybe for us isn't because somebody else is going, I never do that. But
yeah,
I'm there. I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. Get the same way. I ain't even gonna lie. I still get the same way. I guess I hate, like you said, why are you driving below the speed limit? That's what, and I don't mean like if you're going 20 in a 25.
Yeah, I mean
like you said, if you're going
23 in a 40?
In a 40, yeah, just like seriously. So you're going to impede all of our progress. That part, I get you, bro. I'm with you.
And you in a Mercedes truck that I know can go 100.
Right.
As soon as you hit the gas, you 3 blocks from me in 3
it's like,
seconds.
If you're scared to drive, then get off the road.
Home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. I feel you. I want to talk about was that
good.
it?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good. I feel better now.
All right, cool. I want to talk about, and maybe you guys are familiar with this story, maybe you're not, but you will be. You see these fools who bought these pennies earlier this week at this auction? Okay, great. So there were 232 sets of 3 pennies sold at auctions this week. Pennies, okay? The last minted pennies, because they're not going to make pennies anymore. How much is a penny worth?
It's supposed to be a penny.
1 cent. So 232 multiplied by 3 is what? 696. So basically you got $7 worth of pennies, right? And these are spread out amongst different auctioneers. These people spent a collective $16.76 million on pennies.
Must be nice.
You spent millions of dollars on pennies. Make that make sense. Now, I am leaving out a key detail. A couple of them were 24 karat gold, but it's still a penny.
I got a 24 karat gold chain at the crib.
I got one around my neck right now. It ain't worth 16 million. I don't get it. Now, again, like I said, these were spread out over multiple people, right? So it's not just one Yahoo spent this money, but the highest bid for a set was $800,000. So somebody spent $800,000 of their money
On
to
3
buy
cents.
3 pennies, 3 cents, basically, bro. You know how much that shit gonna be worth? 3 cents, bro. But this goes back to the podcast.
Art being subjective.
And how do you assign value?
Mm-hmm.
In the real world, 3 cents is 3 cents. I don't care if it's gold plated or not, it's a penny.
Yep.
It ain't worth a damn thing. You just spent $800,000 on 3 cents. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. So these same people who spent all of this money on pennies, how much did y'all fools donate to charity? Not a charity that's the money's gonna circle back to you somehow. You go to the inner city and donate that money to families in need. Buy coats for kids. Buy shoes for kids. Buy food and groceries for kids. But you just spent this money. And look, I get it. You can't tell somebody how to spend their money. You're right. I can't. It's theirs. Don't know how they got it. Maybe they got it earnestly. Maybe they hustled for it. Maybe they committed fraud. That's irrelevant. It's their money. But you spent that much money on some shit that's worthless. I don't understand it, bro. I don't know.
Somebody 20 or 30 years from now will assign value to that at 20 million, 25. And I'll still be sitting here saying, according to who?
Right.
According to you?
Because if I take those 3 pennies and go to the store, they're gonna be like, get out of here, cuz what?
There's 3 pennies.
Yeah, what you want me to do with this? Give me the rest of my money.
Or the commercials that we used to see when they would talk about, get these minted gold bars.
No, yeah.
I forget what famous actor used to do those commercials when we were growing up.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't call it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fresh from the mint. Get yours for $16.95. I'm like, that's a quarter, dog.
Right.
That's a quarter. Now, if I'm spending $16.95 on it, I'm spending because like, oh, that looks kind of cool.
Get this commemorative.
Yeah, why the hell couldn't I think of that word?
Civil War coin.
Last thing I want is a damn Civil War coin.
Right. Wait, it's worth 25 cents, but you want me to send you $25.99 for it?
Nah, I'm cool.
I'm real cool.
I got a bunch of them in my bank in the room.
And I mean, like, we get it, y'all. Michael Jordan's rookie card is worth an insane amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
The baseball that Mark McGwire broke Hank Aaron's record, I think it went for like $1 million, right? Babe Ruth's rookie card is worth an insane amount of money.
But here's the difference. Did Hank Aaron pick that penny up and hit it with his bat? Hell no. It was minted, it was circulated, or it was rushed through all of this. That ball being worth $1 million, that ball was hit by a famous baseball player, breaking a record.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that, I can see. But 3 cents?
Yeah,
800 G's for 3 cents?
I feel you.
It goes back to that commercial, that meta commercial with Chris Hemsworth, Kris Jenner, and I forget.
Okay, yeah.
With the banana.
Yeah. And he eats it. Yeah.
And then there was the one I think I talked about on that podcast, Assigning Value, where the dude went into the museum and took off a pair of shoes, set them in the middle of the floor, and then walked away.
Right.
And when he came back, people were crowding around taking pictures. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Is this art to you?
Yeah. It's just is really strange to me, man. Like we said in that podcast, how things that are really of no value, how they attain value.
Easiest way to commit a white collar crime. All these famous artists, they died broke. Van Gogh died broke. Now his paintings are worth millions. Why? Because somebody saw it and said,
right,
you know what? I'm gonna put this up and I'm gonna slap a tag on it.
Yep.
Mona Lisa.
Not even a good painting.
What is this?
And like, she's just an ordinary looking ass woman. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
Mm-mm.
All right, cool. Good segment, man. All right, now, guys, we're going to go to our movie review, our segment called 5 on the Black Hand Side. And today we're going to review a movie. It came out a few years ago, so it's not exactly a new movie, but it's not that old either. Came out in 2024, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is called The American Society of Magical Negroes. Now, this does not have an all-black cast.
Mm-mm.
Technically, it's not a black movie, but the subject matter and the plot makes it a black movie. And what do I mean by that? Well, this movie is about, oh man, I guess it's kind of hard for me to contextualize it. So I guess the easiest way would be to give you an example. And if you think of Bagger Vance, the legend of Bagger Vance, this is what this movie sort of encapsulates, right? Gosh, I didn't want to use this term, but token black people who are put in stories just to prop up the white protagonist. Am I hitting that right, brother?
Yep. I wanna read the official air quotes description. The American Society of Magical Negroes is a satirical fantasy comedy written and directed by Kobe Libby.
Mm-hmm.
It takes its title from the magical Negro cinematic trope, a supporting black character who exists what's up with me today? Solely to help a white protagonist achieve their goals through mystical wisdom or powers.
Mm-hmm. And it did. There are some really, really funny scenes. And this movie stars David Allen Greer. It stars Justice Smith and a lot of other faces that you'd recognize, but the names you probably won't, so I won't get into them. But those are the two most recognizable.
So real quick, you know what's funny to me about Justice Smith's character is the fact that he is described as a timid artist turned magical Negro.
Yeah. Yeah. Which he is.
Yeah, it is. It's just funny.
Yeah. That's exactly what he is. But yeah, this movie basically pokes fun at that magical Negro trope or that token blackie trope. You know, my only purpose is to make the white man feel good.
Right.
That's the gist of this movie. It's not a great movie, but I do think if you understand satire, you can enjoy this. I enjoyed the first half of it. There were some really funny parts. I mean, you got David Allen Greer. He's a great comedic legend. You're going to have some funny parts. Where I think the movie takes an odd turn is it starts to focus on a love story. Had it just stuck with the magical Negro trope and how I'm going to spoil this. I'm sorry. So spoiler alert. How they break out of the trope is because Justice Smith finally goes,
to hell with this.
The hell with this. Yeah. Done being the supporting character. This is my story. I want some good things to happen to me. So that's how they break out of the spell. But they don't want to.
Right.
That's the whole thing. It's like they've all accepted.
Well, it's a centuries old society.
Yeah.
They've been around forever.
They consider it an honor.
Yeah.
To be part of the
white appeasement.
I'm telling y'all gotta watch it. Yes, it sounds ridiculous, but I think that's the point.
Yeah, it's meant. So for those who are wondering, never heard the term magical Negro, was it Spike Lee that coined it?
Yeah.
So just some examples of movies. The Green Mile, which I know is one of your favorite movies.
It is.
The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Yes.
Ghost.
Yes. Good one.
I'm about to mess you up with the next one. The Matrix.
I can see it. Morpheus. For sure. I can see it.
Forrest Gump.
100%. Bubba. Yes, sir.
What Dreams May Come. With Cuba
Gooding Jr. Yes. Yes.
And last but not least, one of our favorites, Shawshank Redemption.
Hold on. Stop. Time out. damn near any Morgan Freeman movie, dog.
Batman.
I'm just trying to drive you to the store, Miss Daisy.
Oh man, I forgot about Driving Miss Daisy, which I've seen a million times, but which makes no sense. But I've seen Driving Miss Daisy a million times.
Oh, bro, when you said Morgan Freeman, I'm just like, shit, this is the only kind of role that this dude plays. Wow, bro.
Yeah. And we can, I mean, hell, we could take it all the way back to Super Soul, Cleavon Little, way back in the 70s.
Yeah, for real. Even the beloved Sidney Poitier.
Lilies of the Field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Forgot about that movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and look,
Well, he was Homer Smith. Homer Smith.
that's not to say that we don't like those actors or we don't like those movies.
Yeah.
I mean, because those are all good movies. And I mean, we talked about this in Burn Hollywood Burn. Y'all really should, like, if this is your first time tuning in, you really should go back and listen to some of our previous podcasts, because we've talked about these things, right? We've talked about how value being assigned is really bullshit. It's totally subjective. We've talked about on Burn Hollywood Burn how some of these tropes have plagued Black actors for centuries. So,
and it's difficult to fix that, because then you look at all these movies like the ones I just mentioned. Phenomenal movie.
Great movies.
Every single one.
Great movies. Great movies.
Great acting.
Great acting, great actors.
Yep.
But it exists. And this movie, like I said, it the first half, it encapsulates everything we're talking about.
Bro, why couldn't Morpheus be the one?
Right? What's a funny story about that? You know that was supposed to be Will Smith. Will Smith was supposed to be Neo.
Yeah.
He turned it down.
Yeah.
Which means Morpheus probably wouldn't have been Lawrence Fishburne. It would have probably been a white guy, which would have probably shattered the whole magical Negro trope.
No, I don't think so. I think they might.
Really? Well, still.
Trinity probably. Nah, I know she eventually ended up in the movies.
Yeah.
But she would have. I mean, for those that only know Will Smith and Jada Pinkett for what they are now, she absolutely would have been Trinity if Will Smith would have been Neo. I think she would have been brought in way sooner.
Interesting.
To be Trinity.
Interesting. So by Will turning that down, you think they like reshuffled the whole cast there?
Wouldn't surprise me.
That's interesting, bro.
Or they probably would have like grabbed, bro, what's her name? Charlize.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, they would have grabbed her.
Okay, to do the Hancock thing or whatever. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, to get back to the American Society of Magical Negroes, yes, watch this movie, but lower your expectations. Again, the premise is great. The plot is great. It starts out very interesting. It takes a turn where they start to focus on the love story aspect. That's when I felt like, oh, you lost the plot, because it says to me, you didn't want to break the spell because you just thought, I'm tired of propping up the white man. You wanted to break the spell because you wanted the white girl, which is problematic within itself.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason you wanted to break the spell, was because you wanted the white girl, not because you were like, hold on, man, I'm just as good as you.
No, this is wild. Like, I got out of this.
Yeah. You were totally cool accepting the trope. You were cool being the supporting character until you couldn't get the girl. Forget the girl. Do it for you. Do it for us. Do it because you want to elevate and you realize I'm just as good, if not better. Not because I'm chasing up behind some stinking ass heifer. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on one today. I'm on one. But, but other than that, I like this movie. but I can't give it 2 high fives on the black hand side. I'm gonna give it 1 high five on the black hand side.
And I will follow you.
All right, cool. All right, y'all. That's our movie review for the week, and now we're gonna move into the closing monologue. My brother, the floor is yours.
Appreciate you. So I want to speak directly to parents today. We spend a lot of time worrying about our kids, who they hang out with, how they're doing in school, their futures. But we often stay silent when it comes to milestones in their lives because we don't want to be the, I'll use quotations, the buzzkill. So for this specific story, I'm asking you to be the buzzkill.
Me?
No.
Oh, okay,
Parents.
sorry.
Parents. So I'm asking you to be the voice of reason. So this subject is personal to me, difficult to talk about, but if I could go back and speak to a younger generation, the message would be simple. You are enough without a goddamn drink in your hand. Talk to your kids before their 21st birthday. Validate that they do not have to follow the people around them. Let them know that staying sober or just stopping at one drink doesn't make them boring. It makes them smart and it keeps them safe. Break the cycle one birthday at a time. That's all I got to say about it.
Cool. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. That concludes this episode of For the Fam Podcast, episode 15, White Collar Crime. We touched on a lot of stuff today. Good podcast, bro. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Listen, y'all, we're going to keep saying this, all right? Leave a comment, follow us, like us, share us. We are on every major platform where you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube, audio only. You have no reason, none, not to be watching or listening or subscribing or following. So come on, y'all. Get on cold. All right? Hey, look, we got a big game.
Yes, sir.
Against the Packers. The Fudge Packers.
About 17 minutes.
So we got to get on the road because we going to watch the game. I'm 6 Mil, keeping it true.
It's your boy KG.
And we just want to say bear down. Bear the F down. All right, we holla at y'all next time. Peace.